Hey there, everybody. Let me ask you something. How often have you been at a networking event, a business meeting, or a trade show where you've met a bunch of people, you've exchanged business cards, and you had every intention of following up later on to set up another meeting or just to have a phone call? And then you get back to your normal life and life takes over, work is piled up, and you just don't have the time to get to all of the follow ups that you intended to. Or maybe you just got the top three or four that were the most important, but there's still a big stack of people that you want to follow up with. Those are all the missed opportunities and possible connections that keep alive for doing business in the future. Now, what if I told you that there's a way to instantly write dozens of personalized follow up emails in just minutes without spending hours of the ins and outs of trying to learn how to use AI? And that's what I'm here to show you today. So whether you're a business owner, entrepreneur, a salesperson, you're probably juggling a dozen things at any given time. And when you meet tons of people, it really gets difficult to follow up with everybody. That's where I come in with this quick video. And I just helped a client the other day set up a system just like this. And I'm going to show you an example that's going to blow your mind because you're going to easily be able to set up an email follow-up system where the emails sound like they're genuine and they're authentic. They have your tone of voice and your style. They don't sound like AI. And this is a repeatable process that can scale. And it's really easy. So let's dive in. The first thing I want you to do is open up a new window in ChatGPT. And I'm going to show you a file that I created already. So this is just a sample file with a bunch of made up first names and last names and emails. This represents maybe a list of people that you've met during the last week. So you could easily take all the business cards and just add a name and an email address. And then what I want you to do is add a column for notes. And these would be all the little details of what you might have talked about. Doesn't need to be a lot. Key things that you talked about with this person at that event. And then make a column for events. So this way you can personalize the email by way of saying, hey, we met at that happy hour social and we talked about training managers on how to use AI tools. So what we do next is I'm going to show you a very simple prompt that you can build a automated follow-up email. So first of all, here's what the prompt says. I have a list of people that I met during the last few days, and I need to write a quick follow-up email similar to the sample below. So I've done two things. I've told AI what I want it to do, and I've also told it that I have a sample email that I want it to emulate. And this is a really easy email that I took from one of the emails I sent in the last week. And I gave it one little bit more instruction that says, in my email, I want to include a call to action about my online community where I talk about my 30-day AI challenge. So you could replace this with a call to action for your own business, which could be, hey, I want to set up a time next week to follow up and have a phone call. Anything like that. So the two things are you've got a sample email that represents your tone of voice and your writing style, and maybe your call to action. And I've included a few other things. I said the tone should be friendly, down to earth, conversational. And I'm going to give you a record from my list because I want to practice with this. So that's what I've told it so far. So now I'm going to go add another couple lines in there and let's go to my sample list. And I'm just going to pull this first record up here for Zachary, and we're going to paste that in there into the prompt. And I just want to validate that I'm going to get one good email and it aligns with my expectations for what the email should look like. At this point, if it doesn't sound the way that I want it to sound, I would go up and modify the prompt up above. I've seen emails from people where it always starts with, I hope this email finds you well. I don't want any of that crap in my emails. So if I see that, I'm going to go adjust the prompt. And that's why it's so important to have a sample email. I think this looks really good. It's short, to the point, and it's personalized about the event where we met, and it's an easy way to follow up with somebody. So great, I've got that done. Now let's take it a step further. Let's test it with a few more people. Instead of just one person, I'm going to test this with 5 people. I'm just going to copy and paste 5 contact records and have it do the same thing because I want to make sure this is now working at scale. And what you'll quickly see is that, yes, it is. So now we've got a great system where I've got a prompt and I've got a list of people and I can just copy and paste all the contact details for every person. And I've got a subject line and I've got an email. I can go copy and paste this into my email platform. So if I wanted to, I could just go down this entire list and do it for 50 people and it would generate 50 emails. But I want to try something different. I want to see if I can do it a little bit more streamlined, and I want to create my own spreadsheet with that information in it. So maybe I can import that spreadsheet into an email platform. I'm just showing you this because you can have some options. So now I'm telling it that I'm going to upload the full spreadsheet with all the contacts, and I want you to write an email subject line for each record. And because I don't have fields for subject line and email body, I'm telling AI to create a new CSV file and create a subject line field and an email body field. I'm going to drop in my entire spreadsheet with all 50 names and hit go. And it's going to go ahead and develop that entire spreadsheet. Now, typically, this is where AI may take anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how many records that are in your spreadsheet. Okay, so here we go. And I did instruct it to do just the first 10 because I didn't want it to take too much time doing the entire 50. Now I can download the file and I can also ask it to show me what this looks like. So you can actually have it present in a viewer. Yep, so here you can see, right, I've got some strange formatting and I definitely don't want that in my spreadsheet. So we're going to see what that looks like when I open it up. And what it did do is it created my new fields for subject. It looks great. And then it created my email body. And you can see here, I've got some weird punctuation. But I don't think this is actually the issue with AI. I'm pretty certain that this is the issue with Excel. And I've run into this a number of times. So what I'm going to do is open up a new tab and I'm going to go to data and I'm going to have it import, and I'll have it import the file that it just downloaded. Yeah, here we go. So this is what I was expecting. So if you're using Excel, just know that this is one of the issues that Excel has when opening up a certain type of CSV files. If I open this up in Google Worksheets, it opens just fine. So I wanted to show you that it's actually not AI with weird formatting issues. This is more of an Excel issue. But the key part I have here is I have a spreadsheet with 10 records all updated with subject line and email body. And I have a lot of options now. And the easy option is I can go back up here to these 5 emails and just copy and paste and do my follow-ups that way. If I have a way to automate, I can take the same CSV file and load that into an email platform. And the goal here is that you can now take the same prompting process where we have that original prompt that says, I have a list of people, I want to do follow-up emails, here are the details, here's what it looks like as an example, and here's my call to action. In your case, you can copy and paste real data for the people that you want to follow up with, and it will generate emails for you that look and sound just like you want. This is infinitely scalable, it's really flexible, and it's very easy. And this is something you can set aside 10 minutes at the beginning of each day just to go through and send out a bunch of emails and get those out and done. And you can start using this for all sorts of different type of follow-up scenarios. I hope this whole video tutorial was useful. And most of all, I hope it sparked some ideas of how else could I use this to generate other types of emails, because this framework is extensible. So I'd love to hear your comments and your feedback, and looking forward to hearing more about what you do with this. Enjoy and take care.